Hello, friends. It's Nikki, and welcome back to my messy bookshelf. Today, I am here with my August TBR and pile of possibilities, and this is going to be a little different than normal because I am participating in a couple of events. I am co-hosting one, and I wouldn't say that I'm in a reading slump, but I think that I am having a little bit of a book hangover right now. I just finished something very amazing, and so I am not sure what I am in the mood for. Normally, I have a giant stack, a pile of possibilities, or as someone said, a hill of possibilities, um, as well as some things that I'm definitely planning to read. So, like a legitimate TBR. But this month, I am not entirely sure of what I am going to read. And so I have here my pile of possibilities for one of the events that I am co hosting. And there is a lot to choose from. And then for the others, I will be having my daughter join me, and she will be picking my TBR for the month of August. So I will get started. I will share all hosts and co hosts for the events that I mentioned down below. So the first one that I wanted to talk about was Short Story Summer, which is taking place in August. And this is an event that was created by Randy Ray. I am honored to be a co host for this event, and there are a lot of amazing co hosts for this event. So, to participate, I did make an announcement video, as did the other co hosts. To participate, you only have to read one short story, but he has a couple of further challenges. One is to read a short story every day in August, and the other is to participate in the bingo board. There are two different versions of this board. They have the same prompts, but one of the co-hosts made a different, more aesthetic looking bingo board, but this just happens to be the one that I printed out. So there are 30 prompts on here that are very different from one another. So there are things like twist ending, child protagonist, time periods. So I am going to try to do this. But if not, I am going for at least the one short story every day in August, and we will see if I am able to complete that. But I will show you the pile that I have pulled from my bookshelves for Short Story Summer. A lot of times when I read short stories, I tend to gravitate towards ghost stories and spooky stories. So I am trying for this event to branch out to some other things, though I do have some spooky things. The first collection that I have here is an anthology of famous British stories. There are some famous authors in here that I have heard of, and there are some authors that I have not heard of. And I will definitely be dipping into this one. So this stack looks huge, but it's for short stories. So I will likely dip in and out of each of these collections. So this one, an anthology of different authors. Then I would like to read more from this collection from Daphne du Maurier. I think I read 3 stories from here back during Horror Mayhem, and I really enjoyed the ones that I read. So I am looking forward to getting back into this one. I will definitely read at least one of these. And yeah, this one is called After Midnight, with an introduction by Stephen King. And the ones that I read were really good. The next one I have is a collection of Charles Dickens' complete ghost stories. So one of his ghost stories is one of my favorite short stories of all time. So I believe that one is in here, but I will be sharing my favorite short stories in a different video. And yes, it is in here. The next one I have is a new acquisition, and this is the collected stories of Eudora Welty. I just discovered her in school, having to read an essay by her, and I decided I wanted more of her writing. And so I picked this up. And yeah, I know nothing about them, but I know that I really enjoyed the essay of hers that I read. So we'll read at least one of these. The next one is one that I believe I have read all of them out of, but many, many years ago, so I don't remember all of them. And this is The Best of Roald Dahl. And these are his, I'm sorry, you might hear my dog snoring. Um, these are his adult short stories. So, yes, not for children whatsoever. These are dark and kind of twisted, and also a bit macabre and a little bit funny, some of them. So, I do remember one very well, and yeah, I plan on getting into this one. I don't know if I'll read all of them, but definitely will get into that one. The next one is Exemplary Stories by Miguel de Cervantes. And I read Don Quixote for the first time last year, and I wanted to try some of his short stories. So, looking forward to that. I will at least, I hope, get to one of those. And then there is another event taking place in August, which is Faulkner in August. And so I do have some short stories by William Faulkner. And then I can kill two birds with one stone. And I have never read Faulkner, so I am a little bit nervous because I don't know if I will enjoy his writing. But everyone that I know that has read Faulkner has good things to say. So we will see how this one goes. The next one, getting outside of spooky and other things, sci fi. I have The Martian Chronicles by Ray Bradbury. I have, to my knowledge, never read a sci fi short story. And I'm really looking forward to this one. I remember a bunch of people read this, I think, last year and had a lot of good things to say about it. So I don't know how many stories are in here, but I know that they are all interconnected. So looking forward to that. And then this one I am really looking forward to. This is the complete short story collection of H.G. Wells, and I love H.G. Wells. I have just never read a short story by H.G. Wells. So here we are, and I am very excited. So I have a lot to choose from over the month of August, and I am very happy to be participating in Short Story Summer because if you have been here before, you know that I have been reading a lot of chunky books, and I am carrying over a summer long read of War and Peace. So it will be nice to have some short things to read while I continue that. Moving on to the next thing I will be participating in for the Bard Room, which is Melinda at a Web of Stories. Uh, she does a sort of group read of one of Shakespeare's plays every couple of months. And for the month of August, they chose, or she chose, The Taming of the Shrew, which I have never read, and it is relatively, well, it is very short. And yeah, I may be buddy reading this with Melinda, not just participating in the group read. So, looking forward to this. I have a goal of reading more Shakespeare because I've only read the required readings in school by Shakespeare. Okay. Another event that, well, it's a readathon that I am not sure yet if I am participating in is the Indie Author Alley readathon. I have not printed out the very adorable little board that they have. It's like a little map, and the goal is to read indie authors from different genres. I am toying with the idea of participating in this, but I am not so sure yet, but I do have at least one book lined up as a possibility if I choose to participate in at least one, and that is Suicide Forest. I think the author is Jeremy Bates. I have it on my Kindle. I will post a photo here in case I got the author wrong. But yeah, I think I will at least make an attempt to do the horror indie author, and we'll see where we get. Short stories all month, so we'll see. I may be needing some other things as well. And then the month of August is also the month of women in translation. And there are some amazing co hosts for this event. And I don't know that I will do all of the prompts, but I will be choosing a book for that. And that is where my daughter is going to come in. I will be having her pick my Women in Translation book and just generic fiction books for me to read this month because I don't know if I can just do short stories only over the month. So I will pause this and get her over here in a moment.
Hello.
And we're back. And my daughter really enjoys telling me what to do, so she has volunteered to pick my the rest of my TBR for the month. So for Women in Translation, she will be picking the book that I read. I am such a mood reader, and it is rare for me not to know what I'm in the mood for. And so I don't typically use a TBR jar, so we are using my Bookmarks Are for Quitters mug. And so, Bella, if you will shake this and then pick a pink one. I have put some titles in here, and she will be selecting what I am reading. So, pick a pink one, please.
My mother's mother's mother and her daughter.
My mother's mother's mother and her daughters. Okay, I am actually pretty excited for this one. This one is currently on order and scheduled to arrive tomorrow. So, this is a book about Brazilian, or yes, a Brazilian writer, and it is about the Portuguese conquest, colonization of Brazil. And it is about a family of women, and it is told, I believe, all the way from when the Portuguese came to Brazil over a couple of 100 years. And yes, I heard another booktuber talking about this book recently, and I was so intrigued. I love a good family saga, so yes. All right, Bella, you have picked my Women in Translation book for the month, and I'm actually really excited about this one. The next one I want you to pick will be just general fiction, and that will be a purple one.
Whistler.
Whistler by Anne Patchett, which I already have a copy of. And yes, I'm actually really excited about this one as well because I know that it is about a woman who is at a museum with her husband. I believe she is in her 50s or so, and she notices an elderly man that is following them at the museum. And it turns out to be the man, her stepfather, her brief stepfather, who was married to her mother for a very short time when she was a little girl. And it touches home for me because I am fairly close to my own stepfather, who was only married to my mother for a few short years before she passed away. So I'm very excited about this. So I'm glad we did this. All right. And then because I do tend to always be in the mood for something spooky at some point, will you please pick what's the other color? Yellowish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pick one of those please for me. This one is a bonus because I'm not sure I'm in the mood for a. Oh, look at that. I just need the yellow one.
Yes, there's multiple yellow ones.
You're struggling over here, aren't you?
Not my fault.
I-
Your things are so sticky.
They're little post-it notes.
No! Horrible. Honestly, and now they were doing one. The Family Remains.
The Family Remains by Lisa Jewell. Okay, so this one is a thriller, and it is, thank you, it is a sequel to The Family Upstairs, which was the first Lisa Jewell book that I read. So, okay. So I have my Women in Translation pick, and this is one that I will be reading. And then Whistler, fiction. I didn't have just a fiction novel to read. And yes, bonus, if I am in the mood for something creepy, I have The Family Remains. So I appreciate you, Bella. Thank you for helping me. You don't get to tell me what to do very often, but I appreciate it. But thank you. Thank you so much if you made it to the end of this video. I know this was a bit different than normal, but yeah, thank you again, and I hope to see you in the next video. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.